Brodes Media.
I have terrible news to share with you. The Phillies are in trouble, and Dave Dombrowski, the one who is in control, is delusional. That was a nightmare. Let me explain this to you very simply. A year ago, we lost in the NLDS to the Mets, and I had to sit there and listen to Dave tell me everything's going to be okay. We are bringing back the same coaching staff. This core is strong enough. They just happen to go cold at the wrong time. They won a lot of regular season games for a reason. They won the NL East for a reason. You got to believe that they could eventually figure it all out. I despised hearing that, but they went down that path anyway. Well, if what Dave Dombrowski said was true, why am I right now today in the same fucking position? Shouldn't we be in the NLCS? Shouldn't we be in the World Series? Yet, I now have to believe that he's going to be right on it this time with the same players getting significantly older, with him not knowing if Bryce Harper is even elite anymore. And we'll get into that answer throughout the show. Holy hell, what a button push by Dave Dombrowski publicly. Here's the reality. There's no urgency. There's no accountability. And they just don't think that they're as good as the Dodgers. But they think they're close. And that's where they're so misguided. See, Dave, you're not one bad Trey Turner throwaway. Trey Turner is bad defensively. So to anticipate a good defensive Trey Turner, forget the regular season. I'm talking high-pressured moments. I'm talking every out matters. I'm talking every throw matters. He's a poor defender who made a poor throw to JT Realmuto in the playoffs. That's part of who you are. He brings up not getting to three-run jack when needed. Your offense forgets how to hit, or they're just not that good, and they get clearly overpowered by elite starting pitching in the playoffs. However you shake it, the truth is the results are not there. So why, all of a sudden, are you going to get this magical three-run jack when you need it if you never, ever, 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 ever get it? He even blamed the ump. Well, if you didn't have a situation where an ump had to apologize, do you think I want to sit down and hear you talk to me about the poor umpiring and how good the Dodgers are? Oh, Blake Snell. He actually said the phrase. He was scared because of how well the Dodgers were playing and how well they were pitching. If that's the case, subconsciously, shouldn't that be a realization that I didn't do a good enough job because there are other teams out there that make me shake? And what type of president? A guy that's supposed to be the leader, the guy that's supposed to be the steady hand and show belief in what he's built. How good is it for him to admit that other teams are actually making him feel nauseous heading into a series? Then you never had a shot. Then you never really believed that you built a team that was competitive enough, because if there is one team, and all it takes is one team that makes you strike that level of fear, then your job wasn't good enough. He felt more heartbreak in 23 against the Diamondbacks than he did this year. And truth be told, I felt that way, but I never bought into this team this season. You did. Or, no, you didn't. And you lied the whole time. But even with recency bias, let me paint a scenario for you. You have no recollection of previous failures. You see this team on paper. You see them win 96 games. You don't know much about baseball. You came from outer space. You just see the numbers. You see the DraftKings odds. You see what they can do against other teams that are left in the postseason, blah, 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 blah. You think, hey, they have a real shot. And you became a Phillies fan and they lost. You'd be, oh my God, it was terrible, painful, oh, gutted. I thought we had it. I believed in this group. Did you get a sense that Dave had that? I didn't. So even if 23 broke you, if you really, to your core and in your bloodstream, believed in this team the way that Dave says he does, you'd imagine a week after getting eliminated, it would burn so much that you're not thinking logically about 23 or whatever. You go, I'm Harper. I'm her. I thought we could do it. I thought this team was built to go do it. This was, I knew we were toast. You knew we were toast? That's pathetic. So he knew that they were toast, and he feels obligated to give it another run. Dave Dombrowski is delusional. He's lost right now. And I'm sure a lot of it has to do with John Middleton being thrilled that people want to go down to the ballpark throughout the summer. And because of the nature of the sport and because of the nature of what it comes with society-wise, there will be people that go down there and he'll get his extra dollars and yippee. But you thought this year there was conflict in the fan base on what they really are? But Brodes, they have 96 wins. Yeah, I have eyeballs. Cute. 96 wins. I have eyeballs. The team's not detailed enough, right? So let's keep all the same coaching. And I know coaches can't change everything. But I want people pissed off. Kevin Long, get the fuck out of this city. Get the fuck out of this city. Oh, we talk about Bobby Dickerson this, Bobby Dickerson that. Get your dick out of this fucking city too. What I want is someone that can help out with details, someone that can help this team get crisper, someone that could help this team offensively, have a better approach at the plate, you name it. I want people fired. The only person I think who deserved to keep his job was Caleb Cotham. Not even Rob Thompson. Yet here we are. I mean, there's just so much. He said, I don't always agree with managers, even some of the best managers of all time. I wonder, what are they thinking here? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? But as long as it's not inept, like pinch running for a guy when it makes no sense, and I'm going, but Rob did do inept things all series long. All series long. You don't bunt with Nick Castillo. You almost, I don't even know if you realize, but you almost painted a scenario that was very similar to what he did in the ninth with Bryson Stott bunting. You have someone slow as molasses on second base who isn't smart enough to know what you do and what you don't do with the respected bunt. That's inept. Putting in a Ryan Kerkering with runners on base, that's inept. And you know what? How about this one? Let's pretend for a second Dave Dombrowski's right. They are, quote, close. They're not. But if they were, then the manager's decisions matter that much more. And if you're that close and you're not going to change and fix the roster and the personnel, then where can you get that extra advantage to get, quote, closer to the Dodgers, to pass the Dodgers? Then that means the managerial decisions should be nitpicked even more, should be emphasized and highlighted even more. His ineptness, if that's even a word, could be the reason why you're not actually better than the Dodgers because of the stupidity of Rob Thompson's in-game managing. That should only put more of a focus on maybe we should change the manager because we're going back to war with this group. We're going back to war with a lot of these players, and we need to find a way to get an advantage to inch closer to the best team in baseball. And we're right there. So maybe the manager is the button to pull, the lever to pull. You would think. But no, let's bring that back too. That's crazy. And I hate this. Well, what do you want him to say, Brodes? Nonsense. I want him to show that this is unacceptable. They're not saying this is unacceptable. The last 2 years, they say, it's fine. We just didn't get lucky yet. It's fine. It's just not working out for us yet. Or it's not working out because it's not fine. And they haven't really absorbed that part. You got to tell the fans, the ones that support you, that what has been happening, forget why, forget this, forget that. It hasn't worked. And I am going to do everything in my power to make sure I get it to a place where it will work. That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing we're just getting unlucky. We're either cold in October against the Mets, or we just played a better team. Well, if there is a better team, then why? 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 Why is there a better team? The goal is to build the best team. So you think a lot of these members who are getting up there in age and older are going to be better than they were this year, last year, and the year before when they're 3 years older? More diminished, more wear and tear, more banged up. They're going to somehow improve. And not just improve, but make massive jumps and leaps to the point where you can out-pursue the Dodgers, who are probably going to go out there and do crazy things again. That's what you have to compete with. So there's no excuses. That's the bar they set. If you are serious about winning a championship, then you do whatever it takes to get there. Having difficult conversations, saying goodbye to people you like, having harsh reality talks with people that, you know, it may be uncomfortable. But that's not Dave. And everything you hear about John Middleton, he's willing to go down with Dave Dombrowski and just believe everything he says, which is extremely disappointing because he's just Mr. If you win 90 games, then you're good, but you're not. I'm trying to win a championship. This game changes from the long journey. How many times you have to hear, oh, it's a long marathon, it's a grind, it wears guys out. Yeah, but you know what's not a long, crazy, insane marathon? The playoffs. The playoffs. 5-game series, boom, over in a second. 3-game series, boom, over in 2 days. You can't think the same way that you think about winning 96 games because you need urgency. It's not about 96. It's about 3. Get 3 out of 5. And they don't recalibrate. And they don't factor that in. You know, you had Dave compare the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers on the Pittsburgh Steelers to what this team is capable of doing. What the fuck is wrong with you? The Golden State Warriors and their dynasty, you think compares to Bryce Harper and JT Realmuto and Trey Turner and Alec Bohm? Woof. Aaron Rodgers at this particular stage in his career? That's your baseline on how athletes at a later stage can still survive? There's a difference between surviving and being the juggernaut team to go make it happen. And it's a lot different when you already had the dynasty and you at least have that track record to support your argument to why maybe Steph Curry could do the unthinkable again. But there's no reason to think that this group can go do something because you look at their track record and their track record screams failure. Their track record screams heartbreak. Not my words, Dave Dombrowski's words.